First things first, rest in peace, Robert Carradine, aka Lizzie McGuire's dad. Another piece of my childhood, just whoosh, and many others as well. Just a reminder, when I say take care of yourself and each other at the end of the stream, I really mean it too, especially with what happened with his passing. I just wanted to put that out there, actually. For some of you who might wonder why I say that. Partially Jerry Springer, but also partially because, yeah. Anyways, with that order of business, stop it, Jesse. Or I ain't gonna read your picks off if you don't. Okay.
Jesse, get some help.
Hey, he's the one who. Well, I have them here. I'm gonna read them, but we'll have to get through it. Okay. Welcome to Chi-Town. It's the Chi-Town Clash in the Cage, aka Elimination Chamber 2026. This is the first time this event, by the way, is being held since in the US since 2021 when it was held at the Thunderdome here. And this is the first in the country with spectators and live attendance since the 2020 event. I'm not kidding here. Now, if you're keeping track, 2020 was held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Wells Fargo Center. 2022 was done in Saudi Arabia. 2023 was done in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 2024 was done in Perth, Australia. I'll never forget that one. And 2025 was held in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, aka to run his mouth on all your candy asses. Let's see. Yeah. And the first Elimination Chamber to be held on the ESPN app, or aired on the ESPN app, but never mind that shit. You gotta do the Stephanie McMahon approved way of things with a VPN. Believe me, I
Lift.
should know. And this is the first WWE televised event to be held at the United Center since the 1994 SummerSlam, 32 years ago. Well, almost. 31 and a half years ago, approximately. And I'm assuming this is not counting Raws or SmackDowns or anything like that. Like purely pay per view, PLE, whatever the hell you want to call it. Now, I'm Coffee Lover 239. We've got our resident John Moxley Stan Steven in the building. What's up, dude?
Yep. What up, folks? Been a
And it
while.
seems like it's just us two again. Looks like it's probably going to be that way for a bit, but I got Jesse's predictions to read here since we did talk about it yesterday. So, you stop it, Jesse. I see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, you crazy SOB. Let's just get to it, okay? Oh, wait, we've only got 4 matches, but you know what? I don't care. I have things I need to do, so let's get to it, shall we? Starting with the men's chamber match. We've got Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Jey Uso. And this is for a undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 42. So, and in speaking with ESPN on January 8th, 2026, WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque confirmed that the winners of the chamber matches, men's and women's, would get a world title match at Mania 42 for the respective championships that the winners of the 2026 Royal Rumble did not choose. And since the winners of the Royal Rumble chose to challenge for the Raw World Heavyweight Championship, that being Roman Reigns, and the Women's World Championship, that being Liv Morgan, who's challenging for that title, this confirmed that the Chamber winners would challenge for SmackDown's respective World Championships, the Undisputed WWE Championship and the WWE Women's Championship. Qualifying matches began on February 6 on that night's SmackDown, with further qualifiers being held across subsequent episodes of Raw and SmackDown, even though I'm pretty sure no Raw star is going to win this. It consisted as triple threat matches, so Randy Orton defeated Aleister Black and Solo Sikoa to get his spot, LA Knight defeated Austin Theory and Penta to get his spot, Cody Rhodes defeated Jacob Fatu and Sami Zayn for his spot, Javon Evans defeated Dominic Mysterio and Walter, on the February 16th episode of Raw for his spot. Trick Williams beat Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest on the February 20th episode of SmackDown to earn his spot. Finally, last but not least, Jey Uso earned the final spot on the February 23rd episode of Raw, defeating Bronson Reed and the original El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. Yeah, so, okay, he's gonna be there in the Mania one. Yeah, okay.
Don't want to interrupt.
Oh, hi, Jesse.
I'm driving, but I wanted to say really quick that I should be able to make it for the WrestleMania predictions.
All right. Well, it's only going to be 2 nights then. There are 2
Yep.
days of this stuff because Hall of Fame and then WrestleMania, since Stand and Deliver is on a separate weekend now, several weeks before Mania, so the workload is easier for us, and I'm very thankful for that. Now we got to get
Also,
back.
GUNTHER.
WALTR. Fucking Christ, Jesse. Why do you
What does
got
that
him?
even mean?
What?
What does that even mean? What the
What
heck?
does what? What he was spelling out or what?
Yeah.
Don't you know? That's the Ring
Oh.
General's current name. It's a
Yes.
bit
Okay.
we
Yeah.
do.
It took a minute. My
This
brain
guy,
is fried.
I know, dude. I'll guide you. Don't worry. So this is for SmackDown's title. So any Raw stars in this mix, we can already eliminate. I don't know why. Let's see. Randy Orton's on SmackDown. LA Knight's on Raw, so he's out. Cody Rhodes is on SmackDown. Javon Evans is on Raw, so he's out. Trick Williams is on SmackDown, and Jey Uso's on Raw, so he's out. That means there's only 3 actual possible people who can win this. Randy Orton, no thanks, unless he's having one final run here for the last proper time. No thanks. And that only leaves 2. Either we get Trick Williams in the future, or we get a repeat in Cody Rhodes, who would more than likely be challenging Drew McIntyre yet again, and I'm not the biggest fan of that choice. Been there, done that, and I'm afraid we're just going to give Cody back the win, which I don't think is a very wise decision. It undermines the booking of what we've already dealt with before, so, psst, no. No thank you. No thank you, sir. I do not want that. Shoot. But I know deep down they're probably going to play it safe. So, yeah. Who you got, Dean?
So, who do I want to win? Is more likely not going to win. The one who I think is going to win, it's going to be Cody. But who I want to win, who should be a world champion again, he hasn't been a world champion in a hot minute, the Viper. The legend killer. Randy Orton, but I think Cody's going to
As
win.
much as I wish to say, and Jesse also says Cody Rhodes with Randy as a second pick if Cody doesn't win. But I hate to burst the bubble. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win this, and there's a good chance he...
This is why I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes fan. It's just...
Look,
this is why I'm not the biggest Cody
well,
Rhodes fan.
I don't think you should hold this against him. You might as well hold it against Sesame Street Levesque. Oh, man. All right. Let's go to the women's match now, as I think we're all in unanimous, sort of. Now it's the ladies' turn. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's World Championship match at Mania 42. So, let's see how we got here. The qualifying matches for the Women's Chamber began on the February 6th episode of SmackDown. Held as triple threat matches across Raw and SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton earned the first spot by defeating Chelsea Green and Lash Legend. And then Raw's Rhea Ripley earned the second spot by defeating Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria. Alexa Bliss won the third spot by defeating Julia and Zelina on the February 13th episode of SmackDown. And on the February 16th episode of Raw, Asuka defeated Bayley and Natty, aka Natalia. Kiana James won the 5th spot on the February 20th episode of SmackDown by defeating Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax. And the final spot was determined on the February 23rd episode of Raw, where Raquel Rodriguez defeated Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Once again, this is a SmackDown championship, and yet we have Raw stars in the mix, likely as filler. So, immediately eliminating Raw stars, that takes out Rhea Ripley, That takes out Asuka,
I got a question.
unfortunately.
Wait, who's the women's champion again on SmackDown? I'm
Hold on a
trying. I'm
second,
just
and that takes out Raquel Rodriguez. I believe, yeah, it's Liv Morgan, or who won, or no, Liv Morgan won the Rumble. The current women's champion is Jade Cargill. My bad.
great. Oh, damn it.
So, with realistically only three options, we have Tiffany Stratton as a potential for a rematch. No thank you. And then we have Alexa Bliss and Kiana James. This is tough. I think, well, you could see that Alexa Jade happening. I don't see that translating to a very good match per se, and that kind of only leaves me with one in the wild card pick. But I don't think they're going to lean that way and play it risky because, again, you can't play it risky. I don't know.
You gotta get frisky in here.
I said risky, D, not
It's,
frisky.
sorry, I got
Shut
me.
up. Oh no, I need you. Sorry. No, don't. Blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Okay, who you got for real though?
Um, this one's very hard to. I don't know. Um, hold on.
All right, all right. Do I have to?
I think the Raw superstars are out of the equation. So no Io
Yeah,
Sky,
I took them
sadly, as much
out. Realistically,
release.
Alexa Bliss, Kiana James, and Tiffany Stratton.
Okay, I don't want it to be Tiffany. I don't think she's gonna win it. Okay, so that leaves the two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not counting James. I don't think. I think Oscar.
You mean Alexa
Oscar? No.
Bliss because Asuka's on Raw?
Oh yeah. Sorry, Alexa Bliss.
I
Sorry,
guess we're
Alexa
all
Bliss.
in
Yeah.
unanimous agreement because Jesse's saying Alexa Bliss, and I feel like Alexa Bliss will be the safe choice. Again, that's how Sesame Street Levesque rolls. Kiana James would be risky, but nah. That takes care of the chamber matches, but we're not done yet. We've got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. On February 5th, 2025 episode of SmackDown, AJ Lee returned to WWE for the first time since 2015, aiding her husband CM Punk against Becky Lynch and her husband Seth Rollins. Lee and Punk subsequently defeated Lynch and Rollins in a mixed tag team match at WrestlePalooza, where Lee forced Lynch to submit. Following a brief hiatus, Lee returned on the November 17th episode of Raw, distracting Lynch to cost her the Women's Intercontinental Championship. At Survivor Series War Games, both women were part of opposite teams in the women's War Game match, where Lee's team won after she forced Lynch to submit once again. Lynch subsequently regained her title on the Raw Netflix Anniversary show. Ugh. On the February 9th episode of Raw, Lee returned from another brief hiatus, much to Lynch's dismay. Lynch asked Lee if she wanted to face her at Elimination Chamber in Chicago, where Lee resides. Lee mentioned she had already beaten Lynch twice and makes her the number one contender for the title, but Lynch refused. Lee then teased she would go back home if she could not fight for the title and refused the match, but Becky Lynch eventually agreed to defend the title against Lee at the event. So, AJ has a chance to win a title she's never won before in her life. On the other hand, we could keep shit going here as a standard with Becky Lynch and possibly have a bigger payoff at WrestleMania. Decisions.
I just want to say, fuck Bill Goldberg.
Can you not do that, Dean? He's retired. That name
Okay,
is
good.
not ever to be spoken in my presence, or even anywhere, in any close circle. Even when I'm not there, you shouldn't be saying that.
I'm just hyper, okay? I'm hyper.
Why, dude?
I don't know.
Fucking hell. Well, who do you
I'm just
got?
listening. I got. Let me think. Well, Becky.
Well, Jesse says AJ. Now I have to try and break this freaking tiebreaker. Oh. Well, right now AJ Lee is actually favored. We are in her. We are in where she's billed. Well, she's actually from New Jersey, but we know she resides in Chicago with her husband, who we'll get to his match in a moment. So, actually, probably keeping Becky would be safe, and if you have to have one risk, I think this would be the one. So let's go with AJ Lee. Plus, I do think as well, her and her husband standing tall, by the way, at the end with the show with both of their titles would be cool. Speaking of which, CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Excuse me. On the January 12, 2026 episode of Raw, Judgment Day member Finn Balor was confronted by stablemate Liv Morgan after she noticed Balor had become complacent and had not made any moves to pursue a title. Morgan also claimed that Balor was not serious about backing his claim of carrying the group on his back and winning a title, which Balor previously stated as his goal for 2026. This led to Balor interrupting World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk later that night, who recalled that Punk stated that Balor was one of the people he wanted to face after winning the title at Saturday night's main event XLI in November 2025. Following an exchange of words, Punk agreed to a title match on that night's episode. However, Balor wanted the match to happen on the following episode in his home country of Ireland, and Punk willingly agreed. Punk retained the title and showed respect to Balor afterwards. The following week, Balor also showed respect to Punk, who stated that Balor should win the Rumble to earn a rematch at Mania 42. However, when Balor declared to General Manager Adam Pearce that he would be entering the match, Pearce stated that all spots were full, which infuriated him. Yeah, we somehow found a fucking spot for Mr. Iguana. And I like Mr. Iguana, but it didn't work in Saudi, unfortunately. And possibly some other AAA guys. Later that night, Balor attacked Punk during his title defense. 2 weeks later, Balor interrupted Punk's scheduled interview with Michael Cole to challenge Punk for the title at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. Pearce denied the request, not wanting to jeopardize his Punk's title defense against Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Punk appeared and agreed to defend the title at the event. Pearce begrudgingly made it official, and here we are. This one I feel is very much not as obvious, or not as uncertain as some of the other matches are. So, yeah, in fact, if you're going to get one right, this is the one. So, Dean?
CM Punk.
That's what Jesse says, and then Roman will spear Punk afterwards. Me, I'm going to go with CM Punk. And that will close it out there. If my thing would... Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had a little trouble. And that closes that out. So, yeah, what can I say? Triple H now loves his 4 match cards. We can't even have 5. And this won't be till later in the evening, so we're kind of boned. Oh well. Next week is... or next Saturday, the week after this will be Vengeance Day, which for NXT, which, by the way, is happening in March, by the way. Not in February, where it normally
By the
would
way,
be.
I'll be going to Dynamite and Collision in 2 weeks, so I'll be
Well,
going
have
to...
a good time, Dean. They may not have actually been the ones who screwed the original server over. Yeah, with that whole Discord ID verification madness, the fact that they were hanging on to data when they said they wouldn't, and the possible implications that they're still spying in a way, makes me convinced that if it wasn't AEW who did it or NJPW, then it was most definitely Discord. Like that scene in the Simpsons movie. Me and Dean kind of talked about it before we came on. So yeah, Vengeance Day, we'll get to that one probably next Thursday at the same time, same channel, and everything. So yeah, we'll catch you all then. Till next time, thanks to Dean for being here. Hopefully the others will be able to join us. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. Please be kind to each other. And we're going to see you next week. Same time, same channel,
Same passion.
same everything. Alright, take it easy, everybody. We will see you all next week.